From Television City in Hollywood, it's Card Sharks. Here's the host of Card Sharks, Bob Eubanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Gene Wood. Thank you, everybody. Nice of you to join us today. We are ready to play our game today. And when we left off last time, we had just crowned a new champion. He was about to play for the big money for the first time, but we had to stop. So we're going to pick it up right there this time. And Jeff, will you please come in here? Right over here, my friend. There you are. Okay. Still excited, I hope.
Yeah.
You better be, because now you have a chance to win a whole lot of money. This is our champion. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, though, Jeff.
Well, my name is Jeff Schlosser. I live in Huntington Beach, and I go to Cal State Fullerton, where I'm a senior majoring in finance.
What are you going to do with it?
Make a lot of money, I hope, and learn how to use it.
Come to the right place, believe me. Two lovely ladies with me every day. Our dealers are Lacey Pemberton and Susanna Williams. Good morning, girls. Okay, Jeff, they have a deck of cards you cut before we went on the air. Here's how you play the big money. You know, the $200 you've won so far for winning the match is yours to keep, but now we're going to give you new money. $200 in the bottom row. When you get to the middle row there, we'll add another $400 of betting money. Keep in mind, you got to bet $50 each time, or minimum $50 anyway, and you can change one card per line by choosing one of the spare cards that Lacey is dealing out. So those are the rules. We want you to win and win big. So give the man $200, please. He's got it. Here we go, Jeff. Turn that $200 into a lot of money if they roll right. Here's your first card. It's a 6. You can play it or you can change it.
Change it, please, with number 1.
Number 1. All right, let's see what the 6 becomes. Thank you, Lacey. The 6 is now a deuce. That's better.
All of it higher.
Yeah, all of it. If another deuce comes up, it's a push, no win, no loss. Is it higher? It certainly is. You got 400.
All of it higher.
All of it. Man's in high finance. All right. He says all of it. Higher than the 4. It is. Just barely, though.
All of it higher.
$800.
All of it higher.
I beg your pardon?
All of it higher.
All of it again?
All of it higher.
He makes me real nervous. All of it higher than the 5. Yes, it is. $1,600 come up here. Add another $400. You now have $2,000 in the 10.
I'd like to change that card with number 2, please.
Number 2. Ooh, we bet all of it. The 10 is a jack. 2,000.
How about 1,000 lower?
$1,000 lower than the jack. Come on, be lower than the jack. It is.
Oh.
3,000.
All of it higher.
All of it higher.
Wait, no, wait.
All of it?
2,500 higher.
Oh, thank you very much. 2,500 higher than the 3. Yes, it is. $5,500. You got to play it.
I'll play it safe. I'll go 500 higher.
$500 higher than the 6. Come on. Yes, it is. Now you're at $6,000. The 8 is your card.
I'd like to change that card with number 8, please.
Okay.
Number 3, please. Sorry.
The 8 is a deuce. Look at that.
Higher.
This is worth $12,000. You've done it, man.
Woo! Woo! That was good.
There you go. Very good. $12,000, $12,200 now is your total. That was easy, wasn't it? We'll be back in just a moment with more Card Sharks and meet a new player right after this. Jeff, are you ready to meet a new challenger? Then Marianne, please come in here. Well, how are you, Marianne?
I am fantastic. Marvelous.
That's wonderful. Tell us all about yourself.
I'm Marian Haldane. I've been married to a preacher for 38 years, kept the spice in his life. We have 5 children.
I guess you did keep the spice in his life.
I sure did. 3 boys, 2 girls, full house. Got 5 grandsons. All sons, grandsons, mind you. That's a royal flush. And I'm ready to play cards. Card Sharks.
Well, okay. And I know you know how. Yeah. It's amazing, Marion, when I said, and here's Marion, 10 men jumped up and ran to the stage. Did you
noticed.
Yeah, first question of this game goes to Jeff, by the way, and it involves our 10 LA City firefighters who we selected before we went on the air. So, guys, welcome back. Gentlemen of the L.A. City Fire Department, nice to have you with us. And, Jeff, before the show, we asked these 10 firemen, has your fire truck ever responded to an alarm so fast that it raced off without you? How many of these 10 firemen have missed the fire truck?
Well, things seem to, I think they run pretty smooth in the fire department, but a few of those guys look like they may slack off a little bit. But I'd say it's still a pretty low number. I'd say about 3.
3 of them, okay. Marion?
Well, that seems kind of like a low number, and I've never really known any firemen, but looking at them, I think I'd like to know a few firemen.
Now be careful, you're married to a preacher.
Oh, well, he is still the spice side, you remember.
Yes.
I think that number will be a little bit lower.
A little bit lower than 3. Well, the actual number of these firemen who's missed the fire truck is 2. You're right, Marion, it was a little bit lower. Now, you see, there's one guy in this bunch who is guilty of everything. He's the fellow in the back row in the brown coat. I assume, sir, that you are one of the 2, right? Who's the 2? Yeah? Who's the other one? Ah! We've heard from you before, too. Thank you, fellas, very much. Okay. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, that fella, his house is burned. He's missed the fire truck. What else happened?
He's rescued women from
and he rescued women, and he broke a bone.
He's done it all.
Marion, here we go. This is your card. 7. You can change it.
Change that card.
Yeah, 7 is Jack.
Lower.
Lower than the Jack, is it? Yes.
Higher.
Higher than the deuce. Yep.
Higher.
Higher than the 4. Yep.
Freeze.
I was just getting warmed up. What do you mean freeze? Woo. Jeff just took a big deep breath. That's close, wasn't it? Okay, next question. Marion, we surveyed 100 married men of all ages. We asked them, do you argue with your wife more often than you make love? How many married men said they do argue more than they make love?
That's for sure, because you see, it doesn't say which one said no to making love. So I would say that it's a fairly high number. 67.
67 out of 100. Jeff, higher or lower than 67?
Well, it does. You know, it doesn't say whether they're newlyweds, but
It says married men of all ages.
of all ages. I don't know. The way it is nowadays, a lot of them fight, but I don't think that many of them fight. It's got to be lower.
I think it's lower than that.
Yeah.
Actual number of married men who argue with their wife more than they make love is 43. You're right, Jeff. It was lower. Now, Jeffrey. Catching up, that's what you have to do. There's a queen.
All right, like that card. Lower.
Lower than the queen, there's a 6.
I'll freeze.
Freeze? No, he'll freeze right there because he's afraid if he makes a mistake, Marion will go on and win this game. So, probably good strategy. Next question for you, Jeff. We surveyed 100 psychiatrists. We asked them, generally speaking, is there really such a thing as women's intuition? How many psychiatrists said women's intuition really does exist? What a good question.
Oh, that's tough. I think it really does, judging by, you know, most of the women that I've dealt with seem to, you know, have a lot of intuition. But I know psychologists, they're pretty professional, and they really don't like to believe in those kind of things. So I'd say it's a pretty even number, about 55.
55 out of 100. Marion?
I believe wholeheartedly in woman's intuition. I believe a good psychologist or psychiatrist would believe in woman's intuition. That number's higher.
Think so?
You bet.
You know, I believe in intuition, not necessarily women's. I think it's the old subconscious mind telling you what to do sometimes. Let's see. The actual number of psychiatrists who said there is such a thing as women's intuition is 69. You're right, Marion. It was higher.
Change that card.
Change that card. Yes, we will. 6 is a 5, and you got to play.
Higher.
If it's higher, you win game number 1, and you do it. Yeah. And you do it. Oh, good guy. I just said, and you do it. Starting to talk funny in my old age. Congratulations, Marion. You have $100, and you won the first game. If you win the next game, you become the champ. Jeff is going to try to keep that from happening. We will pause for these words, and we'll start game number 2 when we come back right after this. See you in a moment. Welcome back to Card Sharks. Now, let's continue with our match between Marion and Jeff. And Marion won the first game, win the next game, and you're the champ. So, Jeff, got to buckle down a little bit. Here we go. We've dealt out the cards. Susanna's got the cards all dealt out from the same deck, and we're ready to play. Marion, the first question's yours. Surveyed 100 single women. We asked them, do you prefer to date younger men? How many single women said they do prefer to date younger men?
Now, in my family, that wouldn't be true. I have 2 daughters, and they prefer older men, and always have, or at least their age. So how many prefer to date younger? That's a lower number. I would say 37.
37 out of 100. Jeff?
I agree with that. It should be a lower number, but because nowadays I do think the women do go for the older guys because they're, you know, it's been proven that they are mentally higher, you know. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
does that mean that I'm mentally smarter than you are, Jeff?
No.
Oh, it doesn't? Oh.
No, I mean, they, you know, they tend to be attracted to men older than them.
I see.
So okay. I'd say that number is going to be lower.
Even lower than the 37. Actual number of single women who prefer to date younger men is 16. You're right, Jeff. It was lower. Jeffrey, here's your card. It is a 4.
All right. Higher.
Higher. Is it higher? Nope, it is not higher. Marion, you get a free shot at the cards. You can't change it. You didn't win the question. It's a card as a queen.
Lower.
Lower than the queen. There's a 3.
Higher.
Higher than the 3. There's an ace.
Lower.
Lower than the ace. There's a 5.
Higher.
It's higher. You're the champ. You're the champ, Marion. Whoa! Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
My goodness, that was fast.
Woman's intuition.
Woman's intuition, yes. Well, Jeff, all is not lost. You won $2,200. Thank you. Oh, $12,000. You're right. Sorry. I made a little error. Thanks again, man, for being with us. We'll see you. Marion!
All right.
Oh, how nice.
Thank you. It's great.
I just told Jeff he won $2,000. He said $12,000.
Yeah.
Yes. I made a mistake. He won a little over $12,000, and we hope that you're that fortunate, my dear.
I sure hope so.
Well, here's what's going to happen. Lacey and Susanna are about to arrive. They have arrived. Great. They have a new deck of cards that you cut before we went on the air. And this is your chance to win a lot of money. The money you won so far is yours. Now we'll start you in the bottom row with new money, $200. Get up to the next row, $400 of additional money. Minimum bets have to be $50. And you can change 1 card per line by choosing one of the spare cards that Lacey's dealing out. You got all those rules. I know you know how to do this. Hey, come on. You want to win?
You bet I do.
We hope you win a bunch of money. Give her $200.
Thank you.
Here we go.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. There's your first one, Queen.
200 lower.
$200 lower than the Queen. It is.
Hot dog.
Hot dog.
350 higher.
How much is it?
350
350
higher.
higher than the 4, you bet.
Change that card.
Which one?
With a number 2.
Number 2. Thank you, Lacey. What will the 8 become? It's become a 9. You gotta
Okay.
Play. 750.
250 lower.
250. Lower than the 9? No. Sorry about that.
That's all
500.
right. I
It's
got
okay. You played it
900.
good. You got 500, add 400. You have $900, and the Jack is your card.
Okay. 400 lower.
400. Lower than the Jack. It's lower than the Jack. Sure.
Change that
You got
card. With number 1.
$1,300. She's yelling at us. Change that card. Look at here. There's a 5.
Okay. 700 higher.
$700. Higher than the 5. It is, Marion.
All right.
$2,000.
2,000. 1,000 lower.
$1,000 lower than the 10. No. It's okay. You got
That's all
$1,000.
right.
You come up here, you got to bet at least $500. What do you want to do?
And I've got 1,000 to bet.
You have 1,000.
I didn't come in with anything. 750 lower.
750 lower than the Queen. It is. There you go. $1,750. Brings you to $1,950, and you're our champ, and we'll meet a new challenger for Marion right after this. There you go, baby. Welcome back to Card Sharks. Our champion has won $1,950. The cards were not great, but they weren't bad.
They were good.
1,950 more and you arrived with, isn't it?
You bet.
All right. Well, there's a lady about to arrive who's your new challenger. And Heather, would you please come in here? How are you, Heather?
Fine, Bob. How are you?
Just fine. Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Tell us about Heather.
Well, my name is Heather Schumacher. I'm from Huntington Beach, California. I'm a junior at Iowa State University, where I'm a member of Chi Omega sorority. And I'm leaving in 55 days for a 3-month trip to the South Pacific, and I can't wait.
Oh, that's great. So you just kind of leave school for a while, is that it?
Yeah, I'm just going to take a semester off and just go play for 3 months.
You're going to play in the South Pacific for 3 months?
Yeah.
You're going to go on a cruise, or?
No, I'm going with a friend of mine. In fact, she's in the audience right now. And her parents. The 4 of us are going.
Well, that's neat. That's exciting. All right. Well, welcome to our show. You know how to
Thank
play
you.
the game, I assume. Susanna's dealing out the cards from the decks that you cut, and we're ready to go. Win 2 games, you win the championship. And our first question goes to you, Marion. And our first question has to do with those 10 L.A. City firemen that are in our audience.
Oh, boy.
Fellas, again, welcome back. Now, Marion, before the show, we asked these 10 firemen, should firemen be permitted to go on strike? How many of these 10 firemen said firemen should be permitted to go on strike?
That is, well, I don't think they ought to, but I don't work under conditions that firemen work under. I'd hate to think that my house wasn't protected if they went on strike, but I would say it's probably
How many
maybe
said they
6.
should be permitted?
6
of them
out of
10.
10.
All right. Heather, higher or lower than 10? 6.
Well, Bob, I think it might be just a little bit higher because I think they're going to think, you know, they think they have the right to go on strike. That doesn't necessarily mean that they will go on strike if it, you know, if they have the opportunity or if it arises. But I think they think they should have the right to do it.
Well, let's see. The actual number of these firemen who said firemen should be permitted to go on strike is 0.
Wow.
0.
Good for you.
All 10 of you. I agree with you, gentlemen. Thank you very much. We
Like
love your
those
honesty.
guys.
Thank you, fellas. Okay, Marion, are you ready?
Ready.
Here we go, Marion. The first card is an ace.
Lower.
Lower than the ace, there's a deuce.
Higher.
My goodness, higher than the deuce, there's an 8.
Freeze.
Freeze there. 2 pretty good cards right there. Okay, she'll freeze right there. Heather's consequently kept away from the cards this time, anyway. But, Heather, I've got a question for you.
Okay.
Surveyed 100 bachelors. We asked them, do you find chubby women sexy? How many bachelors said they do find chubby women sexy?
Well, I know I'm single, and I think chubby men are disgusting. I mean, I think it's going to be a really low number because there's so much accent today on hard bodies, you know, and some people are getting physically fit now. So I think it's going to be, I think about 25. I think it's going to be really low.
Jean Wood just left the studio. Yeah.
Just kidding, Gene.
She says 25 out of 100 single bachelors find chubby women sexy, Marion.
I don't agree with her answer because I think men think chubby women are sexier. I think it's the woman's idea that she thinks she's sexier when she's skinny. I think the men really think they're a little bit to hold on to is much better. I think it's going to be higher, a number of, I just say higher, right?
Yes, you did.
Just higher.
Okay. Actual number of bachelors who find chubby women sexy is 18. Wasn't higher, it was lower. Heather. You ready, Heather?
Yeah.
Good luck to you. Here's a 3.
Higher.
Higher than the 3. There's an ace.
Lower.
Lower than the ace. There's a 5.
Higher.
Higher than the 5. There's an 8. The lady's going to win the first game. Yes. Ran the cards, huh? All because of chubby women. We'll pause for these words. We'll be right back to start game number 2 right after this. Welcome back, folks. We got to go. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
To celebrate its induction into the Game Show Hall of Fame, GSN presents a mini marathon of Millionaire. 3 choice episodes of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Back to back to back.
Let's play.
From hot seats
This studio is just red hot.
to amazing feats.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
He just won $1 million!
It's a mini marathon of Millionaires, Saturday starting at 8, and the induction of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire into the Game Show Hall of Fame Sunday at 8, only on GSN.
Lady about to arrive was your new challenger. And Heather, would you please come in here? How are you, Heather?
Fine, Bob. How are you?
Just fine. Welcome.